Hey YouTubers, this is a recording of what was a live stream on ustream.tv. You'll hear me chatting with some friends in the box that are in the live chat. If you'd like to join us sometime, go to ustream.tv and search for Inky Obsessions. Click follow, and you should get notified whenever I schedule or do go live. So, today, what are we doing today? Hey, Kat. Um, This is one of the watercolors that I did last week. Now, I don't know if the camera, I'm having issues with the camera. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm going to try to show you this. After this dried all the way, this made some like a fractured look of, have you ever seen those videos where it's really cold outside and people blow a bubble, like kids' bubbles, and it freezes and you see those feathery crystals start happening around the thing? If this will catch right on the camera, you can really see this on here. Now let's see if it's going to work. There you go. See all those little fractures? And it's all up through here. So what I did differently for this with the salt, this is yupo. And if you remember last week, I sprayed it with water all over the yupo. Then I dropped some salt crystals on it. So they started dissolving. Hey, Tam. Hey, Travis. Good to see you. They started dissolving in the water as I was working, adding the watercolor and inks. And they gave some really interesting looks. Now, I don't know if you can see. That kind of looks like a flying duck. Here's his wing, his head, his beak, and his feet pulled out, and his tail feathers. At least it's not a you-know-what. But look how this granulated here. It looks like, see how different that is than normally when you put salt on it? It broke up real fine. And it looks, where is that? Up and through here. It's shiny. There you go. See that? It looks like glitter. And it wasn't glitter. Was it? No, it wasn't glitter. Isn't that crazy? But these, the way this looks through here, that's really cool. I might try to take this one later and go back and wipe some of this back through a stencil. I really like doing them that way. Here's where that, this is, of course, dry now. But look how much of that pink, for those of you who are with me, I put that opera rose in this black ink. And of course, it turned it red because it blackened the pink. But look how much of that came through that black ink that was on there that I thought was just going to be too stark. And it kind of like took over the whole thing. Rats. That's all right. So I did this before I went on stream, and I was trying one of these Molotow masking fluid markers and kind of drew this out. And supposedly this is going to act like masking fluid, which seems really weird to me because I can't really feel this. So I don't know. The Galaxy Colleen was on this pad, this cold pressed Arches 140-pound block. So this is really strange because the other masking fluids that I have raise up like and you can feel them. They're real rubbery. I don't know. It looks like it might rub off a little bit. We'll try it. See what happens. This is actually dry now, so I can go ahead and start with this. And I think I had a couple people ask me if I would make them some pots of rose gold. So I was going to mix a little bit of that up later. But this, I was watching a YouTuber, she's in England. Her name is Geraldine Jane. Really sweet girl that plays with watercolor and art journaling. And I could just listen to her talk all day long. But she got this gold from Etsy, an Etsy shop called Willow Cabin. Right, and I had to order one. She said it was a really stunning gold and real shiny, shimmery. And you know how I like shimmer. But this, I wanted to try this. Okay, I can't operate a Ziploc baggie, apparently. Oh, the hell I can't. Look at that. Look at me go. Hang on, let's see what we got here. Am I? Oh, yeah, I'm on screen. Okay. Oh, we got a, well, not yet, but another possible newbie to us, not a newbie to me. One of my friends from going to Remy Retreats, who lives in North Carolina, may be coming up for the Maryland Art Weekend. So that'll be fun. She's awesome. That's just a sample color chart that she included. Oh, here's a test card to test the watercolor. How nice is that? I was just thinking about when we're going to get a little watercolor piece. So here's the gold. Metallic rich gold. And it's not in a typical watercolor pan that you could put in your this palette. It's like a little cosmetic pot. But let's see what we got here. Let's see how this lifts from dry. Oh, that's mixing up really nice, actually. It's coming off really nicely out of the pot. Let's see what we get here. Oh, wait a minute. That looks a little too much reminiscent of other work. Hey, Misha. Thanks for joining, lurking or otherwise. All right, let's set that aside and let that dry. I should do some in black, shouldn't I? Well, I got my brush all gooed up here. I'm wondering if she has more than one color of gold, because this seems more yellow of a gold, although it's called rich gold. All right, we'll set these aside and see what they look like when they dry. Okay, this little rascal here, I'm just going to do this right on the block. And I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to put these away. My favorites palette, let's get crazy. And, where is that? Is that my Schminke? Oop. Yeah, this is my Schminke palette. Let's play with this, shall we? And I'm going to play with some of the new watercolors that I got from Happily We Go. I'm telling you, the old memory ain't what she used to be. That are those are those two. Let me zoom in a little bit. Maybe this camera will stop acting crazy. Oh, it is cold down here today, people. Lordy. And I want to do my some of these Tracy Bautista. You can't see them, but you just have to trust me. And we got to get some metal in here, right? Okie dokie. So I'm just going to, remember I made something like this when I first started playing with watercolors, and then I decided to try it with masking fluid, and then it went kind of horribly wrong. When the masking fluid came up, I tore up the paper. Um, the masking fluid blobbed. It was not good. Not a good example. I love the colors though and how it looked. If you could look away from all that other mess, but warming my hands up here for just a minute. Ooh, lordy, where's my spray bottle? A little spritzer right here in the spritzer department. Okay, and I am just gonna start throwing in. You know what? I need to take these out of here if I'm gonna spray them. I need to get all these random miscellaneous colors from different places in a palette. These are all from Happily We Go. And these are Tracy Bautista. I'll try to keep this in order so I know what the hell they are. I got the little cheat sheets over here. The palettes are dark. I mean the pans, so can't use my little black marker on there. Got to come up with a little sticker to put on there, I guess. I think I'll write her a note about that. Might be helpful. All right, let's just start getting something down here, shall we? Let me spritz these a little bit. Stack of shapes. Hello. Welcome out from Lurkdom. All right. A little schmutz of water down there. And now we're just going to start slapping some paint. And let's see where it goes. I'll just start down at one end and work down the other. Oops. Tripping. Just started. Already having an accident, but luckily it missed my paper. This one is shadow gray. And these all have a little bit of glitter in them. And this has kind of a green tint. To this color. And since it does, let's put in some green down here. Let me wet that a little bit here. Get a little movement. Oh yeah, I remember this one now when I tested it. This one comes out really light, but it's got some shimmer in it, so it's kind of pretty when you get it on there. I just want these to like run together a little bit and mush around. And Chris K, hey, that's a new face, new name, new face. Welcome. I'm just playing. Nothing too fancy or anything here today. Let's put a little this is the Calibri Bronze and Creamer. Let's put a little streak of this in here in the middle. Up there in that wet spot, maybe a little down here. Get a little vein of that running through there. And then this is another Tracy Bautista. Gonna learn my lesson and not go right next to the wet one like I did before. Ooh, that's a really pretty like an indigo blue almost. Wow. Just adding some water to let that kind of play and blend out there. That's a really pretty color. This one is called Slate Blue. And there, I don't know that Tracy is selling these open stock yet. She had a, hey Vicki, she had a special going on in her on her website where she had some sets made up of inks and handmade watercolors and handmade inks that she was coming out with, but she just had some sets made up that were a one-time thing. If you got them, you got them. If you didn't, there weren't going to be any more of that exact set. So I don't know if they were like prototype kind of things that she was they came in these different size little bottles of the inks. See the shiny stuff in there? And some had like 10 of these little ones or 2 or 3 of these big ones, depending on what you got. And they're really nice. I played with them a week or 2 ago. I was freezing. Now the heater's on. I'm having a hot flash. Oh, mercy. I think I'm going to put a little silver in this combination. Oh, no. You know what I'm going to put in there? Some of that Pacific Lagoon. That's one of those creamer pigments that I mixed up and made it a pan watercolor. And let's run a bead of that between those colors-ish. Put a little shimmy in there. Thanks, Chris. I don't know if you watch me often or not, but I not so good with the drawing. So I do either abstract or geometric stuff or mindless stuff that I can just do playing. Love watercolors, love playing with them. I can't do anything realistic, but I don't really want to because that's not what I like, actually. And I'm anxious to see how this masking fluid. I use this pen for those who just came in. This Molotow masking pen to put down these blue lines. But hey, Amalia, you can't really feel it. I don't know if it's going to work or not. So we'll see. It's either going to be cool or a hot mess. I'm good either way. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's do something dark. Watch out, Eileen. Brace yourself. Brace yourself, Effie. Going out of my blue box. I'm just doing this to really shake Eileen up. I know. Who are you and what have you done with Patty? I hear you. Let's do something. Let's do something crazy. Let's put this, oops. I lose track of what I'm doing with these because when these are my Schmincke paints and they're so heavily pigmented, they all kind of look black. And they're not. And I'm not that familiar with the pan. I got to keep referring back to my little swatch cheat sheet and counting over from the edge to get the one I'm looking for. Mix some of that and brown in there. Yeah, we had, actually, for the Maryland Art Weekend, I should probably say something about that. I have a few spots left. And it's the 25th to the 28th of July this year in Maryland, same place, 5 minutes from BWI Airport. The price went up this year a little bit because we are having Cece from Cece's Creations, flying from Montreal, and she's going to teach a watercolor class. And we have Gayla and Kathy are going to teach another full day of metal and pewter embossing. We did a kind of a beginner's class last year. Everybody loved it. They did a killer job, and it was very professionally done. And I laugh because mine are not. And I'm going to do an abstract watercolor class the first day we get there. So if anybody's interested, I can send you more information. I won't go over all the details here. But you can send me an email or Facebook me or whatever. Do you take the resist off at the end or leave it there? Now, after this all dries, I'm going to try to rub it off. If not, we're ski-rude. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's masking fluid, but I have my doubts as whether that's going to work or not, because usually masking fluid lays on there like a big rubber worm and takes forever to dry. And this came out of the pen nicely and it dried, but I can barely feel it rubbing my hand over it. Yeah, Amalia, that's Jan from the art weekend. JT58, that's Jan from Maryland. Well, she's not from Maryland, but she was in Maryland. Okay, so let's do, I'm going to wet this one a little bit. I like to try wet on dry and wet on wet and just play and see what happens in here. That's not soaking wet, but a little wet. Now let me try some of these. These are from Happily We Go. You can find her on Instagram, and she has an Etsy shop, which is where I bought these, I believe. These are really pretty. This is, what's this one called? This is a metallic Enchanted Woods, this one's called. Really pretty. These are all but the green one, and these 4 here was in one set. And the 3, the plum, the gold, and this chocolate are, they have some shimmer in them. And then the green does not. The green is just, he's just green. Let's put some of this plummy one in here. This is pretty. This one's called Plum Passion. Oh, sorry, Colleen. Here it is. Oh, I see Denise answered you, but here's what it looks like. You gonna focus? Be nice. It wants to. Molotow. It's a masking fluid pen. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work or not. These really lift out of the pans really nicely too. I think there's a lot of people making handmade watercolors now, just in, you know, not a full-fledged big storefront, just making them in their kitchen or wherever. They're really nice. I'd love to know what they're doing. I mean, my rose gold comes out okay, but I haven't made anything else with a different kind of pigment. Let's put some rose. Speaking of rose gold, let's lighten that up with a little bit of rose gold, shall we? And you won't be able to see these metallics in here until this dries a little bit better. Oops. Get out of there. Let me turn this a little bit. I don't get my elbow in it too bad. Let's try this one down here. I'm trying to do them so I'm not touching a wet one. I learned that the hard way the last time I did this. And this is just barely damp. This isn't a lot of water on here. The paper's sucking it up pretty good. This is an Arches 140 cold press block. Let's go back here. I think I used all of those. Let's use this one. What is this one? This one is smoky teal. How bad can that be? Yeah, for the Marylanders out there that have been before, everybody knows Paul Jones' fantastic husband. He's actually coming again this year, but he's going to be doing art with us. We've converted him. If only I could get Dave to do it. Then he would understand my supply addiction, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't. That's a good name for this smoky teal. Oh, and this is what is this? Violet blue water. Let's throw some of that in there. How bad can that be? Diane! Hi! Oh, thanks. This one up here. Thanks, Jan. That's bleeding in there nicely. That's a pretty color. This is dark. Dark, dark, dark. That's pretty. I hate to lose what's on my brush. Maybe I'll just throw that up here and come back to it later. I'll come back and get you more later. Likewise, Diane. It's been a long time. That's really pretty. What do we want to put in there? You know, maybe some of this lagoon again. Pacific Lagoon. That might be a cool combination to drop in there. And I'm just kind of putting these randomly in there, almost like you'd see like a vein of color on a rock, but not quite, if you know what I mean. Let's try, this is an odd color combination, but I know yellow and purple kind of make poop, but sometimes poop is pretty. Well, I shouldn't end with that. Sometimes when I say we make baby poop out of watercolors, we can always go make it pretty by throwing some metallics in there. Let's not end with poop can be pretty. That might not be the way to end that. So let's see, what do I have? Let's do something crazy. Cray cray. I'm going to take a little bit of this green. It's not iridescent. It's interference. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Do not. I think this one's going to be really pretty down here. We shall see. I don't know what this is. This was like an extra one that I got from Tracy Bautista. And I don't know. It didn't have a name on it or anything, so I don't know what it's called. It looks like it's a umbery kind of color. Umbery, is that a word? It is now. Wait a minute, what are you guys trying to think of? Oh, that's probably too far back in the chat for me to try to figure it out and help you guys. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's kind of a reddy brown. Looks like a heart. Hey, did you guys see that picture of the cloud I put out on Facebook and Instagram yesterday? That was so cool. And as we got closer, well, not closer to the cloud, but I mean further down the road and toward that cloud, um, it got bigger and bigger, and then it kind of twisted and just looked like a cone shape. It was really cool. That's how I will die one day, is trying to watch clouds and sunsets. That's the way I'm going to go, I'm pretty sure. Let's do some of this. Magic Indian Summer. This is a creamer color. And this is magic, I'm just saying. Almost looks coppery, but when this dries, you can turn it on the side and you can see it flash from a copper to like a pinky coral kind of color. It's a stunner, just saying. Let's put a little bit of you over here. I don't want to waste a molecule of you. That's one thing I don't have quite down yet, is getting the colors, getting too much pigment on my brush. I'm just going to paint this whole thing like that and maybe drop in something weird. Oh, crap, I got it in the other one. That's all right. Let's put, yes, Patty, it was really unusual. Oh, yeah, the heart cloud, yeah. That was really cool. I'm going to take this almost black color and drop it in here, see what happens. Oh, forgot I was working over here. Hello. Let's let some of that run a little bit. See what happens there. And let's put something dark up in that corner. Is it this one that's really dark, or Tracy's? I'm going to try this up here. Yeah, this is that dark blue. See what happens there. I don't see anybody else doing watercolor that this happens to. I'm just saying. Makes me very special, doesn't it? All right, back with the heater. Ooh, a little chilly. Mama getting a little cold. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's twist this around. And let's go in here. I think I like wet on wet just to see. Oh, you know what I should do? Get a little salt on the ready. See what happens. These are kind of larger flakes. This is still wet down here. Put a little bit in there. The other ones are pretty much dry. This is a Jacquard silk salt, and I don't know why I have it, but I do. But they're chunkier crystals. Can you see that? Probably not. You might just have to trust me. They're larger than a regular table salt crystal, or even kosher salt. So let's see what that does. Where was I? Over here. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to put over here? Got red and blue and browns. Let's do something just for Eileen. This is again out of that Schminke palette. You know what I noticed that I do, and I'm so in the habit of doing it, I don't remember to catch myself. I go directly from the pan to the paper. I don't stop by and mix it on the plate or the palette or anything. Perhaps I need to make a concerted effort to start doing that. Let's start here. Let's go in here and let's go mix this with a little bit of this turquoisey kind of color here. Oh, look how that happened. Just blued up that little Kelly greenish kind of color a little bit. Now, I'm not sure I like those two together though. So what we'll have to do is grab a little something something over here from the metallics and throw that in the middle. So there's a little transition of that. All right. Let's put a little bit of salt in that one. I'll leave that open for now. All right. This looks like a mishmash of crazy, but if it comes out in my head, the way I'm trying to make it come out on paper, it's going to look cool. I know that rarely happens, but yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to try this is Galaxy Gray. This is a Happily We Go color. And let's put you, my little lovely. That one's still wet. Let's go in this one here. And I will try not to go over the line and let those colors creep in here. All right. This has a lot of shimmer in it. It's like a dark, dark, dark gray with a lot of shimmer. Oh, look at that, traveling. That's a traveler. See that? I love that. Oops, I got some in the neighbor. I want it darker down this end. It's almost got a little tiny tinge of a dark, dark, dark blue undertone to that blacky gray. Really pretty. Now I wanted to mix that with the blue that was in that same set called Starlight Blue, but there's blue right there. So I'm going to throw in this purple called Celestial Pink. And this, I don't see any shimmer in this. It's like an opera rose, really hot, 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 hot pink. Oh, look at you. It's a little too wet. Gonna have a problem there if I keep getting it that wet. It's starting to tint that black, or the gray is starting to tint that a violet color. And I got a hair from something on there. It's not from my brush. And it's not from my head, so be quiet, Eileen. What the hell? I can't get it off the page. Where's my little tool? Trying to read the chat. I did not have a stroke. All right. Now what metallic do I want to put in between you? Maybe one of the pearls, silver. Let's try a little bit of you in there. Oh, you like that pink? It's really bright. It's really pretty. Oh crap, and look what I did. Hello. Oops, and apparently it's a staining color. Let me see if I can I get that up? Oh, there we go. That's better. That's better. Oops, too much with the heat again. Oh, lordy. All right, let's see, what do we want to do? Let's see, since we got some pink up here, I'm going to try to put an ink in here. This is, oh crap, I'm splatting this pink everywhere off my wet brush. Pay attention! You guys saw me using this one. I don't remember when I used it on. Maybe in the Galaxy. I don't remember. But this is a hot pink ink that was one of the little sample sets I bought from Tracy Bautista when she had that limited offer with some trial sizes. I'm just going to put a little bit in the lid and see if I can... Where do I want to put you? Let's try down here. Let's just dump you in there. Look at you. Happy little color. I'm going to buy a bottle of this if she comes out with the full line. I'm gonna. So that's cool. What do we want to put in there with that? Let's just go right to the metallic. Let's try this real yellowy gold because I think that might make a really interesting, maybe hot coral color. Or not. I don't know. Let's try it. See what happens. All right. Let's see. This is kind of dry now. Let's go over here. What do we want to put in you? All right, let's go. Let's grab something schminky over here. Something really schminky. Schminky, I don't know. I'm going to put a little salt in this down here and see what happens. Just a little bit. Now this one has a lump of water. I can put some in there. Let's see what that does. And what do we want to put in here, pray tell? Oh no, could it be turquoise? Oh my goodness, it is. Oh, see, I'm going right from the pan right into the paper again. But that's feathering through there really cool looking. I think that one might want some lagoon. That one just kind of screams lagoon. Hey, Sophia. Uh-oh, what did Paula do? Probably made you spend some money on something. All right. Let's do something. Let's use this. Wait a minute. I got too much green over there. Okay. I know enough about what I'm doing to be dangerous. But, you know what they said. You're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room. I don't know who said that. This is the green that came out of the woodland set from Happily We Go. This kind of makes a kind of what do I want to say? Kind of wicks out away from through the water pretty nicely. Let's put. What are we going to put with you? Let's do this bright. I think this is like a phthalo yellow green or green yellow. That one says gold. Let's try. Oh, you know what? Let's try this glitter bronze. I think is that glitter bronze? I don't remember. We're gonna do it, whatever it is. This one's dry. Let's go over here. Get this one wet. Are you guys talking about hauls? Not cough drops, but Haul. Art supply hauls? This one dried kind of cool with that had dark red in there. That and the dark brown and that metallic color kind of took over and pushed that back. That's kind of cool. Let's do Well, I want to go something in the warm color family. Let's go with the bright red again, see what happens. This is more of a pinky red. I did it again. I didn't go to my to my, went right from the pan. To the paper. There, I mixed it with something that was on my palette. I think I have some liquid Dr. P.H. Martin's down here in these little dips of this pan down here. I do believe that's what I have in there. See that more purpley coming out of there now? Let's do, where's that one? This is similar to the, that Indian Summer by Creamer. This is another Creamer color, and I don't remember what this one is called. It's got a pinky bronze kind of deal going on though, so how bad can that be with this? See what happens there. Just a little teeny weeny bit. Alright, what do we want to put down here? I'm going to go back to this dark one here of Tracy Batista's. Let's see what we get here. And this one I'm going to put on this palette and see what it looks like over on the palette. Scrumptious. That's what it looks like. This is that dark bluey purple. I think it's called, oh hell. Don't get over that line. You're going too fast. Getting too big for your britches. Violet blue water, I want to say. Just hit me. Let's see, what do we want to mix that with? Let's try mixing that with whatever's in this little, this is probably juniper green down here. Oh, and the paper's dry, so let's see how that does. Grab some of this. Oh, look at me getting crazy here, actually using my palette. Get some more green. Let's see. I'm anxious to see how this stuff's going to rub off of there because I don't know. I'm not sure about all this. For sure. Let's put a little bit of this white. This is called, oh no, Polar Silver. That has some of the pink slipping into it because it got a little sloppy. I'm going to put salt in every one of these, but that's kind of like what I'm doing, isn't it? Oh, well. Some of these metallics really push everything out of the way and take over. This one here really did. Now I'm freezing again. Good Lord. Lordy, Lordy. Can't make me happy. Let's try this blue. Where? We'll go right in here. This is the Celestial Blue in the Happily We Go set that I ended up not using because it was too close to the other blue over there. This kind of like reminds me of like a cerulean blue. Like a regular old sky kind of blue. Royal. Yeah, cerulean. Let's go with cerulean. Let's do that, shall we? And then let's put... I want to put with you. This, Dave laminated this swatch card for me, and I can never, I mean, it sounded like a really good idea, and it is for the reasons you would do that, but it glares, and I can't see it when it's at a certain angle, so I never know what the hell I'm trying to dig for. Will it stand up? Oh, look at you. There you go. Eileen, were you driving when you had your accident? Was anybody with you, or were you a passenger? I never did hear what happened. I don't know why, but let's do this like a gamboge color. Might get a cool green out of here. Oh, that wasn't, I thought that was blue, but I think I picked up some purple interference. That'll really be an experiment. I don't know that I like what that's doing together. Stay away from the pole. I was driving by myself in the car, skidded and crashed into a railroad pole. Oh, good Lord, girl. The hell are you doing? I'm glad you weren't hurt any worse than you were. I tell you what, the older I get, I don't bounce like I used to, so I know that. I know that had to hurt you. I did it again. I cannot go to the palette. I don't know what it is. It's got like a mind block in there. Get that the hell out of the way. This is not working out. There we go. Let's try this one. How bad did you intimidate the paramedics is what I want to know, Eileen. I know you had to scare the poor little fellas. Putting really fine odd combos down here. Well, not too odd, but not what I would normally put together. They even thought they had to put a stent or balloon in my heart, but I lucked out. Good Lord! Stop doing that, Eileen! Don't do that again, Missy. I'm glad you won and the poll lost. There's just some more of that Pacific Lagoon in there. I just went with a friend of mine. She had 2 stents put in 14 years ago and started having some symptoms again, and went to have the angioplasty done but now instead of going in the groin, they went through an artery in her arm. Apparently there's 2 arteries and they can go through one and not affect the blood flow through the other, and it's quicker recovery and less invasive and a shorter trip to the heart, apparently. And luckily she didn't need any more stents, and the ones that they did so many years ago are still functioning. But I was shocked. She was in there for maybe 45 minutes and came out, and she had a tight like bracelet over the puncture wound, to hold that. Whereas with the groin, apparently you have to stay laying down, and they put a big sandbag on your groin to hold pressure on that the entry point so it doesn't start to bleed again. But in the wrist, they said they didn't know if they'd be able to do the wrist until they got in there, but thankfully they did. And so thank goodness she was okay. I got myself kind of blocked into a corner here where I need to watch what's wet and watch what colors I've used. That one creeped over, so we just have to re-wet and claim a little bit of that purple over here, but that'll get eaten up as soon as I put another color down. Maybe. Let's do something pink. Pinky, pinky, pinky. 5th one over this one. Let's try some of this. And look at me! Putting it on my palette and picking up some of this other stuff that's down there. Maybe I should have stayed like all earth tones or something. I don't know. But it's just play. Right, you can't move for a certain amount of hours, I know. Well, thank God you didn't need the stent. Stop doing that, will you? I'll try some of this turquoise. I think this is called helio turquoise. Ooh, look at that. Look at you. I tell you, I don't care how many colors I use. I love what I love. Let's put a little silver. What's this one? Satin silver. In there. I'm really anxious to see if this is going to peel off of here. I have a bad feeling it's not. Let's go in here with something crazy. And I'm thinking an orange. Not that orange is crazy, but in this little spot. Might make it pop a little bit, or it might be... Whoa, look at that. Wow, that's a bright orange. That's the Schminke color. All right, what do we want to put with you, little lovely? Ooh, and it's too hot again. Lordy, 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 lordy. Do I ever get tired of saying that? No. Let's try this yellow orange. This is kind of a gamboge color too, but it's not. I forget what it's called. I don't know what Dave's watching on TV. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But somebody is getting myrtleated up there. Yeah, it's really, really bright, Joan. He's pretty. Let's see. What am I going to put on you? I think this real yellowy gold would look good in that one. That's an unusual sound. Oh, that must be the sump pump. I hope Prince doesn't get stuck in there. Let's see. Where are we? Wow. Give me have a little schmutz of my juniper green, the Radiant PH Martins. I'm going to put another little drop or two. Oops, that's more than a drop in there. And I put some of my favorite violet in another one of these little holes. That looks like I might have had it in there before. What did I wet? This one here. Let's grab some of this violet. That travels. I'll get that traveling. Look at you. That's a stunner right there. Let's see. Don't I have a purple metallic? I do. Look at you. Right here, number 3. This is an interference color, but this one's dark enough that it may look pretty cool. Top of there. Now let's do something crazy. Let me pick up a little tweak of this juniper green. I tell you what, if you guys have that color, that's probably my favorite color. It's such a really cool, not temperature cool of the color. I mean, a really beautimous color to me. When it blends with the purple, either the core dioxazine purple or this violet in the PH Martins, makes a really nice color. Let's put a little salt on that one while it's wet. We got a big old pot of stew waiting for me for dinner upstairs. Dave said the other day, he said, you know what I'm hungry for? Your stew. I was like, holy crap, it's February and I haven't even made any. And my mom loves that. And I always would make that several times during the winter because for she and Dave, my dad always loved it too. And it's just, I'm telling you, it's been crazy for months with crazy stuff happening and having to deal with it and just not having time or not feeling well enough to do anything or even think about. That's kind of way too bright. I'm going to have to try to balance that out. Let's put another little drop in there and see what happens. So we got stew. I browned all the meat. Dave cut up all the vegetables. He was my sous chef this morning. And let the meat cook. We always put this big cast iron pot that we have. It's like a Le Creuset, but it's a different brand. It's a French brand too. What the hell is it called? I don't remember. It's heavy. Dave had to come in and pick it up for me. And then we put it, instead of cooking it on the stove, we put it in the oven and just let it braise. It's really nice, I gotta tell you. I'm gonna put some of this on this end. Let's put a little of this. I forget what they call it in Schminke. Do I have it on the back? Oh, I do. Look at me. Cobalt. Yeah, we call it cobalt turquoise. Let's mix a little bit of that in the middle here and see what happens. With the, you can really see how much more opaque that is than the, what are they called? The liquid, the violet and the Dr. P.H. Martin Radiance. This is hard to do and participate in the chat because I'm always looking down. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. What time is it? 4:18. Oh, I'm good. I think. Ish. Good-ish. Alright, let's do... Did it again. Went right out of the pot over here. And this is on dry paper. And then I think I'll add a little bit of water and let that kind of migrate a little bit. While I decide what other color I'm going to put in there. And I think I'm going to go with a, let's see. You know what? I'm going to use this Enchanted Woods from Happily We Go. Oh no, I got it right there. Well, I got it on here now. I'm not going to waste that. It's too pretty. It's really shimmery too. It's good. Chocolate color. Chocolate shimmer. How bad can that be? And let's put this one over here again. This is that unidentified one from Tracy Bautista. It's another brown, but let's put that in here. My hand is just not steady as far as getting these precision lines in here. I was watching Anna Victoria Calderon on the Skillshare again. She talks about her pulse and precision. I do not have it, sadly. All right, let's go back over in here. What are we going to put in here? Something dark. Dark. Let's go back in here. That's the violet blue water. It's a pretty color. want that to get real saturated in there. Saturated. And let's put it's kind of a bluey purple. And that one has a little tiny line that goes up there that I left. I'm thinking this is boring as hell for the YouTubers. Oh, speaking of which, maybe that's why that one woman left a note on my thing, just said her comment was boring. Bless her heart. She doesn't know. Well, you'd think I was holding a gun to her wee little head, making her suffer through. This is a silver, satin silver creamer that I'm using to combine those two. Make a little gradient in there. That's going into that deep purple. Pretty cool. Pretty cool there. Man, that orange is like pow. I better put another one of those pals in here somewhere. Maybe right here. Maybe I'll pal this one. There we go. That really is deliciously bright. And I think I'm going to put that same yellow with it. Or maybe I'll go a lighter yellow instead of that orangier one and see what happens. Let's see. Yeah, I know, Safia. Oh, she had a couple more choice words to say too, but I just thought, you know what? You are not worth my time. I just blocked her. Okay, piss off. Who has the time or energy to deal with that kind of crap? I'm going to put another one down here of that same bright pop to try to even out this business down here. Oops. Oops. All over the place. Yikes. I always, when that happens, I always kind of feel sorry for whoever it is, thinking, what pitiful small lives you must have to take up time in your life to get to do that. But bless her heart. As many videos as I've watched on YouTube, and trust me, that's way, way too many. And I have seen some really God bless them, crappy ones. I have never, nor will I ever, leave a nasty comment or a thumbs down for somebody taking their own time to share what they're doing with other people who probably love it. Um, and, make them potentially feel bad about what they're doing. I won't do that. I have the option to turn the channel off. Let's see, I need more green over here, don't I, Eileen? I do believe I do. Let me put some more of this. Oh, that did cool stuff. I don't know what I had in there. I know what I had. I had this. The Happily We Go green. Leaf green, I think it's called. It's in the woodland set. Let's do some of that. And let's do some of this one at Tracy Bautista's. This real light green. This comes out really pale. Almost like a pastel kind of a color. That goes over here. I'm going to put something, oh, let's do this. Let's put a little drop of look at you. Put a little vein across there. This is the juniper green I'm dropping in there. That's doing really cool things. And let's do, this is a green. Let's put this in there. Just a little teeny bit of this interference color. And that stuff acted really cool with some salt. So let's do a little teeny sprinkle of salt. Teeny tiny piece. There it is. Oh, I don't need the lid right now. Oh, Lord, I got one in the middle. Two over here in the corner. Okay, let's see what we're going to do. I forget what these are. But whatever you are, you're going right in here, my little friend. Oh, this is a green. It looks green. Or maybe it's a gray with green sparkle in it. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. I hope when these dry you can see the sparkle on camera. Oop, that's getting a little bit of that yeller in there. Old yeller. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. It's got a lot of shimmer in it. It's like a smoky gray with a green shimmer in it. It's called shadow gray. Oh gosh, I yanked my back out. Oh, thanks, Joan. Last night in the middle of the night, I was kind of laying more on almost on my belly, but kind of mostly on my left side, but face down, with my back to Dave and Mojo. And Mojo was a little too infringing on my space, and I I looked up and I put my face in the pillow and turned towards them with my face down. And I'm telling you, something tweaked in my back. I almost yelled out loud. And trying to think how I can get to this and not put my hand in something. It's been grabbing me all morning. Dave put some stuff on it this morning. Biofreeze roll-on stuff, but it's not helping so much. All right, what's going to go in there? Something fabulous. Let's put some of this gold in there. I didn't put that in yet. This is the, what's it called? Fairy crown. How cute is that? That's pretty. That's really heavily pigmented. Kind of a coppery gold. Wow. All right. Now let's see. What are we going to blend with that? That's going to break that up from this orange. You know what? Let's do some of this. This is that violet blue water. I can't wait to take class from Cece this summer when she comes to Maryland. Lord knows I need it. But I mean, I watch all of her videos, but it's so different in person. All right, let's put a little. That is sparkly on its own, though. You know what? Maybe let's drop a little bit of that back in here somewhere and see what it does. Ooh, one more. One more little straggler. What are we saving you for, my little lonely triangle? Well, when in doubt. Little juniper green. Put a teeny tiny, oh no, the violet's right there. I'll put it over here. Got purple right there. I don't want to purple it up too much. That white line should come off of there though, and keep it separate. I don't know. This is the cobalt blue turquoise light from Creamer. Let's pop a little of that in there. I noticed that these cobalt, turquoise, cobalt teal, whatever you get, they're always very opaque. I've never seen something transparent with that color family name on it. Thanks, Kim. What do we want to put? Let's do a little rose gold. I was going to put some lagoon in there, but that's what I've done on the other ones. Let's put some rosy in there. I'm thinking about just splatting it, but maybe not. Let's not get crazy. Put a couple pieces of salt, a couple in there. All right. All right, they're all done. I'm anxious to see how this is when the masking fluid comes off, assuming it does. But anyway, let's see if you can see some of the shimmer. I don't want to tilt this too much. Focus. Oh, there we go. Oh, it started to focus right as I moved it. Come on. Work with me, baby. No? Not going to do it? I'm not a pain in the caboodle. Well, anyway, you get the idea. Here's those samples of that gold that I got from Willow Creek. It's actually a lot darker gold than other golds that I have. Believe it or not, all these golds, it's darker than those. Yeah, so let's, what time is it? 4:30. I might not get to mix up those rose gold pans today. Thinking about maybe, well, let me let this, I was going to heat gun this, but maybe let this air dry a little bit more. Let me go back to this and maybe grab a stencil. For you guys that weren't here in the beginning, this is what I played with last week, where I took a piece of yupo, sprayed it all over with water, and added some salt, and let the salt kind of dissolve in the water. And look how this looks kind of like ice crystals where it dried. That real feathery, veiny look. Let's see if I can get it to focus. No. Come on, work with me, baby. Work with me. You can kind of see it. When it focuses, it's really... Come on, you little pain in the butt. What is wrong that this damn thing won't focus like it used to? There, oops. There we go. It's trying. What a pain in the arse. Yeah, you can't really see it because it's not going to cooperate. This looks really cool up through here. Let's try it down here. See if it'll get that. There you go. See those little, looks like little cross hatches down there? That's the salt that broke apart. There you go. Now it's going to cooperate a little bit more. See how that feathered out like that? It looks like real thin ice that forms on like a bubble. If you've ever seen those videos, like feathery. Okay, I lost it. Let's stop. Before I go crazy. Oh, you gotta know how everybody's doing their big hauls from going to Hobby Lobby for all the inks and all that stuff. I went, and I'll show you what kind of constraint I have. And actually, it's only because I do have a whole lot of the Daler-Rowney inks. A lot of them. There wasn't another color that I would like to have. But I did get some of these. I got another roll of this. This was not on sale. But this is all I got. Now, there is a little friend of mine across the pond who shall remain nameless who made out quite well. But these were these glitter inks that I saw Xandra playing with. And I just got 6 of them. They were $1.24. Haven't tried them yet. But not to anybody's surprise, I got a turquoise. I got a phthalo green, violet, one called Ocean Neutral Gray, and medium magenta. That's all I got. So how about that? All right, let's see. Let me find. I have got to get down here. I'm going to take a couple days off. Oh, because I'm pretty much at a point where I'm use or lose on my leave for work. If I don't start using it, I'm going to lose it. I won't accrue anymore, so that's how you lose it. Oh, did you, Colleen, use them last night? Um, I'm digging for a stencil. I always go back to the same ones because they look so cool. Um, do I want to do the same one again? That's kind of boring, isn't it? But I really like it. The geometry and the Iron Gate one really looks cool. You know what? This is another one of my favorites. I'll do this and see what it looks like. What's the worst that can happen? That's my cave etchings, I think. Yes, cave etchings. I got it right. How impressed I am with myself. I know, right, Joan? But I do have quite a few things stacked up in my Amazon cart. I'm waiting for a bonus to kick in and get payment for that. And then I'm going to have a few things coming in that I've been wanting to get. I don't know. This is so cool. I wonder if I should do this or not. Hell with it. Let's just do it, shall we? And this baby wipe came out just right. It needs to be damp but not too wet, because if it's too wet, it's going to cause puddles to gather on the edge of the shapes, and it's going to bleed under it, and you're not going to get as crisp an image. But you do have to keep changing your baby wipe. Oops, it moved a little bit. Get over there, little rascal. And it comes off the yupo really pretty easily. Even the colors that would really stain watercolor paper come off really. Some of them don't come off completely, but they come off enough that you can see the image of the stencil very clearly. See, this still looks kind of pink underneath of there, but it will be enough for you to see that image. Yay! Now I'm just going to pat this and get some of those little dots off of there that did do exactly what I just said it might do. I like it. Now let's turn this somehow. Let's go this way. Try not to overlap too much. Wipe and flip. I haven't used this mask really, Chris, so we'll see. It may. It may require an eraser or something, some sort of help to get it off of there rather than just with my finger. This one's a little bit too moist. I'm digging down deeper into the stack of them now, and that's getting a little bit too wet. I blot it off in a paper towel, get a little bit of that moisture out of there. Did that turn on me? I don't know. Let's see. let's put something small down in there. Good enough. That looks kind of cool. You still see the metallics popping behind that. It did leave a lot of this looking pink though. Or lavender. But that's okay. Kind of breaks it up some. I like it. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh, man, the back grabbed me again. Most of this is dry. I'm just going to hit it with the heat gun a little bit because I don't know if that's going to affect the masking fluid. Hopefully this won't. If everything goes dark and you hear me flailing in the dark, it's because this heat gun knocked a breaker out because I have a space heater on. I've got to get rid of some of the stuff I don't use anymore. It's ridiculous. I can't get to the stuff that I need or want to get to. And I did rearrange here not too long ago. Well, I guess it's last year now. But yeah, some of the stuff I haven't touched for a year, I'm pretty sure it needs to go. Pretty sure it needs to go. Pretty sure that's dry. All right, let's assume it is. Let's knock some of the salt off. It's funny, some of the salt, when it's on some of the metallics, it doesn't appear that it makes any texture in it at all. Okay. All right. Get that mostly out of the way. All right, here we go. Here go nothing. Now, I do have one of those erasers. And I'm thinking that's what it might take because it's so flat. All right, let's bring in a little bit so you can bear witness to whatever it is that's about to happen. Let's see. Let me see my window here. Am I off the edge a little bit? Oh, not bad. All right, good enough. What the hell happened there? Good Lord. Lordy, lordy. Okay. It's not focusing still, is it? Look how fuzzy that looks to you guys. I've got to figure that out. That's driving me bonkers. All right. Oh, it is actually coming off of there. All right, let's see how it does between a watercolor. No, some of that, I don't know, did that bleed under the marker where there's not a sharp line? Yeah, that's not a very clean line. Look at that green block there. And my hand was steadier than that. Well, not overly impressed. I mean, it did work some, but I don't know how that, like, look at this reddish one here. Look at that on the edge. So it almost looks like it got under it. Well, we'll keep going. And we'll see what happens. Huh. Yep, look at that bleed underneath of there. Like, you guys can't see that. See where that bled through? That had to go under that masking fluid. And, I mean, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I should have pumped more of it out and just not taken the bead that it was laying out as being enough. I mean, the paper's cold pressed, so it's got texture to it, but, I mean, that's what it's for, right? It's for watercolor paper. I'll have to try this again, not today, but with regular kind of masking fluid. I wanted to use the fine line bottle, but my, I don't know if I did this on camera or not. I wanted to use this masking fluid. However, after I used it the first time, I went to pull it out, the needle ripped out. And now it's a big blob of a bead that comes out of there. So that didn't work so great. I do have some of those empty bottles, so I guess I could squeeze it into that. Yeah, this is bleeding under in a lot of spots. The color crept underneath of it. Because I'm assuming if it would have gone over it, it wouldn't have mattered, right? Because it's over top of the mask, and that's what the mask is for. Oh, gosh. My back keeps grabbing me if you're wondering why I'm oh-goshing. Moving the wrong way. I'm telling you. Falling apart, people. Yeah, this isn't very good results at all. Oh, tonight is the How to Jack Die episode of This Is Us. Anybody watch This Is Us? Yeah, they keep advertising this week that this is the week that shows. Did you see it last week? I don't want to ruin it for you if you didn't see it last week, Kat. But last week kind of leads you to the edge of figuring it out. I have my theory. Yeah, well, I mean, it's him dying isn't a new thing. I mean, that's been alluded to, well, since the first few episodes where you started to see, in as they're older, their mother with her second husband. Wow, this is did not do a good job, in my opinion. No, not a masking fluid. I didn't know you were on. Yeah, hey Z, I've been on since 3. Um, I was testing out this Molotow uh, masking pen. Jeez, brain lock. And I was looking at the chat too. And not a fan so far. You can see all the bleed under that happened through these little shapes. See all those dirty streaks? Apparently that's paint that bled under the masking fluid, which I thought that's what was supposed to prevent. Could be user error, but I'm not sure how that would be. Um, go back to see if any of this is the blue of the pen, but it's not. It's oh, some of that might be right there. I tell you what, I'm pushing really hard on this gum eraser thing, and it's not messing up the paper. So I am impressed with the paper. It's Arch's cold press block. Wow, yeah. Not a fan of the masking pen. But, it was fun to play. So now maybe you can see the metallics in here a little bit better now that it's dry. It's funny how they keep pushing after their... This one's kind of interesting, that green one. Look what the salt did, how it just like exploded in there. That's pretty cool. This one looks cool in person here. And this one. Well, they all kind of do. Look how that gold didn't really move anywhere. It's kind of a wishbone shape in there and it didn't really bleed. And how this one really moves. It's really interesting to see how they push themselves around in there. But yeah, not a big fan of that pen. Patty, I got Rachel Best confetti water. Oh, I didn't even see that one, Sandra. Show that one tonight. Whew. Oh Lord, just what I need. I assume that might have like a couple different colors of the of sparkle or glitter in there, shimmer. 2 layers of the pen? Oh Lord, the chance of me hitting the same spot twice is pretty slim, Dorothy. Oh, I got to tell you, I do not have a steady hand. Next time I try it, I'm going to try, well, I don't even know if I'll try the pen again. Maybe I'll try it on yupo since that's more slick. Maybe it'll act differently on there. I don't know. This actually has helped me. It's a silhouette tool, but that's helped me pull these papers off the block pretty easily. But, you know, better than the last time. Remember the last time I had big blobs and I had it tore the paper up when I was pulling it off? I'll figure it out one of these days. But there you go. There's an experiment of the day. I'll have to go check that out. The confetti watercolor. That just sounds like something I probably have to have. Oh yeah, let me click on that link, Salvia, so I can find her later. All right. Yeah, that's a Schminke color. I think that's, what is that called? Oh, well, that kind of surprised me. That's called cadmium red light. And it looks bright orange to me. But that's what that's called, cadmium red light by Schminke. I have these, the little pan information on one side of this and then the swatches on the other. But yeah. So there you have it. Oops. I don't know what I'm doing with that. Yeah, I can see the stained glass aspect of that. I know, I was surprised at that name, Safia. Here, let me get a little, let's see what this other one's called. Translucent orange and cadmium red light. That's let me bring you down a little bit closer. Hello, here we go. This is the one I was using, and that's the cadmium red light. But definitely a reddish orange. And then here's the translucent orange. Dave's getting so technologically advanced up there. I just heard him talking to Alexa. However, he does still say thank you and please to Alexa. God love him. Yeah, there's some more orange, and that's really translucent. Maybe that's why they call it translucent orange. But those are those two. Next to that, it does look more red, but on there, it really looks orange. Probably because I mixed it with that yellowy color. But they are bright, concentrated colors. Anywho, that's all I got for today, kids. I'm going to go upstairs, check on my stew, maybe have a little dinner, and go back to making those watercolors some other time. I got to figure out how I'm going to store all these too. I was pointing up here to these loose ones. Got to come up with that that storage solution for all those for another day. Anyway, thanks for hanging with me, guys. I'm going to take off for now, and I'll see you guys at Xander's later. Xander is Scraps to Beauty on Ustream, for those who may not know. And I'm going to stop the broadcast. So bye, you